राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी जय यशोदनन्दन व्रजजनरञ्जन यशोदनन्दन व्रजजनरञ्जन नतीरा वनचारी यमुना तीरा वनचारी जय राधा माधव जय बिहारी जय राधा माधव जय बिहारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी जय यशोदनन्दन जय विष्णुपाद प्रंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टप्रसिद्ध श्रीमती श्री भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी श्रील प्रभुपाद की नमाचार्य हरदास ठाकुर की प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद की श्री श्री राधा कृष्णा गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की वृंदावन धाम की मथुरा धाम की मायापति धाम की पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की गंगामय की यमुनामय की तुलसी महारानी की श्रील प्रभुपाद टैंस एंड बुक डिस्कशन प्रोग्राम की श्री श्री राधा रास बिहारी ललिता विशाखा की श्री श्री सीताराम लक्ष्मण की श्री श्री गौर निताई की श्रील प्रभुपाद की अनंत कोटि वैष्णववृंद की all glories to assembled devotees, all glories to assembled devotees, all glories to assembled devotees, all glories to Shri Guru and Gauranga. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayet Nashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Tirubhavati Naistiki. Om Ajnanatimidandasya Jnananjanasalakaya Chakshurmilitam Yenam Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadati Svapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavanscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Nadhanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadhaitam Sadhadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakamitascha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopika Kanta Kanta Namostute Vrindavaneshwari Sute Devi Pranami Haripriye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhyadevacha Paritanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So last week we were discussing how Pandu Maharaj he was cursed by the Muni. Then he renounced along with his two wives. He took Vanapasta ashram. Then he walked along. Then Shatashringa Parvat. Then we talked about how all the sages, after finishing their tapasya, they were walking up, going upwards to higher planets. Then when Pandu Maharaj also wanted to go, he said, you don't have the capability now. You stay back. You cannot walk, further. Then they only suggested that we see that you will get Sat Santanam. Sat Santanam means very good sons you will have. How? So we are seeing destiny. We are seeing you have sons. So don't become disappointed. Then Pandu Maharaj was discussing with Kunti Devi, and then He wanted to have a child with through Niyoga Paddhati, like we had discussed. But she refused. Later on, she revealed a secret. So at that time also she didn't say about Karna. She could have told maybe. Then the reason people are suffering in this world right now with so much problems, war, pestilence, so many killings and unrest, because because dharma is not there, dharma is not established. That's why Pandu Maharaj told that for anything to go on nicely, whether it is family or country or society, dharma is very important. So please pray that we can have a son, who can actually protect dharma. Then who himself is dharmatma. Right? So it is very important. Dharma, it's not enough. We speak about dharma, but it is very important. Not only we follow dharma and make others also follow dharma. That is very important. Shankaracharya says that there are so many dharmic principles. So simply by discussing these dharmic principles, one can have mental peace. That is why whenever Dhritarashtra Maharaj would mind become disturbed, he would call for Vidura. Sometimes in the midnight he would call. Give him a chair. Chair. He would call for Vidura. He would ask, please say some Dharma Suktas. Then he would call. Then there is when Sanjaya comes back after Drupal Maharaj meeting Pandavas and all. So Dhritarashtra Maharaj's mind was very disturbed, and then in the middle of the night he would call for Vidura. Then Vidura would teach him, who doesn't get to sleep. When we come to that we will discuss very interesting points. Who doesn't get sleep? Right? Then how to become happy? Then he says, you treat others like you treat yourself, then you will be very happy. Anyway, there are so dharma is very important in our lives. Not only that we follow, but we should make others also follow. Right? Otherwise, Prabhupada gave this example that suppose you are driving a car, you are following all traffic rules. If the other fellow is not following traffic rules, right? Then even if you follow traffic rules, there will be an accident. Isn't it? That's why, nowadays when we travel in Uttar Pradesh, they made very beautiful roads everywhere, But Ulta Pradesh, उल्टा आते हैं लोग हाईवे पे उल्टा आते हैं. They have no fear. People will be traveling 80-90 speed, and they are not afraid. People cross on the highways. One fellow, in order to save 15 minutes drive. He was going, that's a BMW car, recently in Haryana. He took a shortcut and then he was going ulta. So some speeding truck came and hit. All family members have died. Just to save 15 minutes. He could have gone ahead and took a U-turn, Uttar Pradesh. Anyway, so that is very important. Not only you follow, but others also follow. Otherwise, there will be no peace. So that is why understanding the importance of following dharma. So Pandu Maharaj wanted, a son from Dharmaraj. All of you remember Mandavya Muni, Shrap and all? Anybody remembers? Huh? Only bright student? Huh? Huh? Shrap diya tha na? Huh? Huh? You remember? Huh? Yeah, if she doesn't remember, nobody can. Huh? Yamraj, yeah. So very interesting point is Yamadharmaraj took two births, two incarnations. One is Vidura, another is Dharmaraj. Very interesting. Even Vidura also, actually Vidura, Yamadharmaraj is Vidura. Yamadharmaraj only because Mandavya Muni cursed Yamadharmaraj that because you punished unjustly, so you will become a Sudra. So even Prabhupada said, ISKCON, GBCs and temple presidents, if they don't behave properly, if they don't manage the temples, then they, in the next life they will become Sudras. Prabhupada told. What to speak of next life? Some of them guys, they became Sudra, worse than Sudras in this life only. So she prayed to Yamadharmaraj. Okay? She prayed to Yamadharmaraj. There is some people may say that is Dharma Devata, but actually, according to the experts' viewpoint, is Yamadharmaraj, not Dharma Devata. Right? So Yamadharmaraj is Vidura, Dharma Devata is Dharmaraj, Yudhishthira. ऐसा सोचते हैं, लेकिन but actually, according to expert sources, Yamadharmaraj only became Yudhishthira. So the difference is Yamadharmaraj became Vidura, and then in the case of Yudhishthira Maharaj, he put his Amsha, Tej. So she prayed to Yamadharmaraj, then he came. So what do you want? Then she said, Putram Dehi. Okay, Putram Dehi. Then he transferred his stage to Jatamatre Sute Tasmin Vaguvacha Shadirini Esha Dharma Brutam Shreshto Bhavishyati Narottama. It is said that anybody who hears this incident of Yamadharmaraj taking birth as Yudhishthira Maharaj, and then they will become, their lives will become auspicious simply by hearing the birth of Yudhishthira Maharaj. Right. So, There are many misconceptions about Yamandar Maharaj, but anybody who thinks about Yamandar Maharaj or who glorifies Yamandar Maharaj, they will get Dirgayu, means lifespan will increase. Ayu badega, like that. So everybody is afraid of Yamandar Maharaj, right? But we have seen in the case of Satyavati, na? Huh? Huh? Yeah, Savitri, Satyavan and Savitri. It is said that in first canto Bhagavatam, it is said that Kshudrayusam Nunamanga Matyanam Ritamicchatam Ayush Ivat Bhagavan Mitra Sannihitam Karya. These sages, they wanted to perform Satrayaga. Satrayaga, 1000 years they have to perform. So, because Kali Yuga is entering, they may not have enough lifespan. Then somebody suggested, have Krishna Katha. Yamandar Maharaj is very fond of Krishna Katha. Right? So, so then they started Krishna, they have started reciting Krishna Katha. Then they invited Yamandar Maharaj for hearing Krishna Katha. And then he was sitting in Krishna Katha. Then he forgot to take out the lives of people. And then so much population has increased. He was very busy hearing about Krishna. Then after Katha is finished, then he remembered, Arey, itna population bad gaya. That is one of the reasons, Kurukshetra war has happened in order to reduce the population. Prabhupada says many times, even the Gandhiji keeps talking about non-violence. But there is always violence. Right? Always violence. Because Prabhupada said violence, Krishna creates this violence to reduce population. Right? So many millions of people. In Second World War, only around 50 to 60 million people have died. Right? Then Iraq-Iran war, so many wars they take. Dharmo vivardati Yudhishthira kirtanena. By glorifying Yudhishthir Maharaj, dharma in our heart vivardate will increase. That is why we should keep on glorifying Yudhishthira Maharaj. Especially if you read first canto Bhagavatam and then 10th canto last part where Krishna helps Yudhishthira Maharaj performing Rajasuya sacrifice. So there actually there is a lot of glorification of Yudhishthira Maharaj. Then Krishna told Yudhishthira Maharaj that you Pandavas have conquered me because you have conquered your senses. I became your servant because you have conquered your senses. If you become servant of your senses, then Krishna will be very far. We will not get Krishna if you are servants of our senses. Like that. In this regard, there are different various of Anandas. One is Jadananda. What ordinary people experience is Jadananda. What is meant by Jadananda? Jadananda means we don't get any positive enjoyment. When there is no distress, we get relief. We experience relief. That is called Jadananda. Right? पिक्चर देखेंगे, थोड़ा क्रिकेट मैच देखेंगे, थोड़ा आनंद मिलता है, दारू पिएंगे, थोड़ा आनंद मिलता है, बट it leads to more suffering. Then there is Manushyananda. Right? Then there is Gandharvananda. Then there is Devatananda. Then there is Indra Ananda. Then there is Brahmaji's Ananda. And then there is Brahmananda. Right? That is Brahmananda. And there is Premananda. The highest is? Highest is? Sevananda. Right? This is we want to have Ananda, right? Anandamayo Abhyasat. The birthright of a soul is to become Ananda, happy. And then Krishna is always happy. But in this material world, people have to struggle to get happiness. Isn't it? Somebody may think, if I have a house in Mumbai, I'll be very happy. Right? For that, so many years he has to struggle. एक हाथ में गले हाथ में बैग लटकाया, दूसरा हाथ में पॉलिथीन का टिफिन बॉक्स वगैरह जाते फिर बस पकड़ो, लोकल ट्रेन पकड़ो और बास का डांट खाओ और घर में आके पत्नी का डांट खाओ, फिर वो देखता है, सपना देखता रहता है, आई विल बी वेरी हैप्पी इफ आई गेट माई ओन हाउस. देन लोन ले लो, 50 लाख लोन लेगा घर का, 2 करोड़ रुपए भरना पड़ता है ना? बहुत ही चीटिंग है, पूरा होल वर्ल्ड इज चीटिंग. We are all victims of Prabhupada. That's why Prabhupada said, this world is a combination of cheaters and cheated. Struggle. So that's why Prabhupada writes in the purport, in order to get, you want to have a house, but for that, so much hard work you have to do. Of course, unless if somebody is born rich, that is a different thing. But he will have some other goal. बहुत बड़ा, मल्टीनेशनल कंपनी बनाएगा, like that he will struggle. Anyway, who will get Manushyananda? So Manushyananda everybody will not get. We are all people only struggle to get Ananda. Right? They only struggle to get Ananda. And little bit, there is, punas sharvita charvanana. You go to get the sugarcane juice. They keep on, crushing the sugarcane, and then you take that waste, and then you get only one drop of juice, and because already extracted. Like that, this material world nowadays, people are like that. You get, for that, you have to work so hard. Right? Anyway, Manushyananda, Shankaracharya, based on Chandogya Upanishad, he defined that in order to get Manushyananda, one has to become Chakravarti of entire Bhumandala. Right? And then he should have a very strong body with good health. All senses are very strong. Then Pavitra means Charitra, means he should have a very good character. Right? And then he should not have any desire. Such a Mahatma will get Manushyananda. And Shankaracharya says that of all the people, only Chakravarti Maharaj, Yudhishthir only experienced Manushyananda. And all of us, we are only Charananda. Right? Always struggling to get happiness. All the time some problem or the other. Aspiring to become happy. Right? मिलता ही नहीं. So, Dharmo vivardati Yudhishthira kirtanena. When we glorify Yudhishthira Maharaj, our dharma, so even for Krishna consciousness, dharma is very important. Right? We should follow dharma very strictly. Then only we can practice Krishna consciousness properly. Right? If you break dharmic principles, then on the side, if you keep practicing Krishna consciousness and expect to get Krishna's mercy, it is not possible. Okay? So that is why Yudhishthira Maharaj, like that. Then Pandu Maharaj is very happy. Then Yudhishthira Maharaj is born. After 1 year, he requested, let us have one more son. They said, what is the preference? Right? What is the preference? That Vayu. Now dharma, in order to protect dharma, you need strength. Isn't it? You need strength. So, Vayu is known for bodily strength. So please pray to Vayu Devi. Right? Then she prayed, then she chanted mantra, and then Vayu Devi came. Then Vayu Devi impregnated Kunti Devi, and then she got Bhimsen. That boy is so strong. One day, Kunti Devi, she was carrying Yudhishthira Maharaj, this Bhimsen in her lap, in her hands, and then she went to fetch some water. Then while coming, there is some problem took place, and then so the boy slipped from her hand. And then these are all hilly areas, hilly areas. And she was crying, अरे मेरा बेटा गिर गया, मेरा बेटा गिर गया. बेटा गिर गया, वो पूरा पर्वत चूर चूर हो गए, सारे पत्थर became into pieces. She was shocked, क्या हो गया? And then she immediately picked him up. And then she heard, इतना strong है, हमको how many of you can lift bucket, 2 buckets, 2 buckets water and walk? You can make it. 2 buckets. How many of? Please raise your hands. Kali bucket. So during Varnavrat, they were going, Kunti Maharani and all, they became very tired. Then Bhimsen carried 4 other Pandavas and Kunti Maharani on his shoulders. And then he was walking. Can you imagine?